Tencent, one of China's largest tech companies, has faced a series of challenges in recent years that have affected its gaming business, which accounts for a large portion of its revenue. In addition to the regulatory pressure from the Chinese government, which has tightened its control over the gaming industry and imposed restrictions on minors' playing time, Tencent has also suffered from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has slowed down the economy and consumer spending. To cope with these difficulties, Tencent has adopted a strategy of cost-cutting and revenue diversification. According to its second quarter earnings report in 2022, Tencent said it had shut some unprofitable businesses and promised a return to growth even if the economy stayed weak. Some of the businesses that Tencent exited include online education, e-commerce, and game live streaming, which were either facing fierce competition or regulatory scrutiny. Tencent also tightened its marketing spending and cut down low areas of investment such as user acquisition. Tencent's selling and marketing expenses fell 21% year-on-year in the second quarter. At the same time, Tencent has explored new sources of revenue by speeding up the commercialization of its short video platform Video Accounts, which is a rival to ByteDance TikTok. Video Accounts has seen rapid growth in user engagement and video views, especially those based on artificial intelligence-powered algorithm recommendations. Tencent plans to monetize this platform by introducing in-feed advertisements and expanding its content offerings. Tencent CEO Ma Huading said that Video Accounts is expected to grow into a substantial revenue source for the company over time. By cutting costs and diversifying revenue, Tencent hopes to overcome the challenges it faces in its gaming business and return to growth in the future. However, it remains to be seen how effective this strategy will be in the face of uncertain regulatory and economic environments. One of the biggest challenges that Tencent faced in its gaming business was the regulatory threat from China, which had imposed a freeze on new gaming licenses since April 2020. This meant that Tencent could not launch any new games or monetize its existing ones in the Chinese market, which accounted for more than half of its gaming revenue. The license freeze was part of China's crackdown on the gaming industry, which it blamed for causing addiction, violence, and social problems among young people. China also imposed strict limits on the amount of time and money that minors could spend on games, as well as requiring game developers to remove any content that was deemed harmful or inappropriate. As a result of these measures, Tencent's gaming revenue growth slowed down significantly in 2020 and 2021, as it could not release any new titles or update its popular games such as Honor of Kings and PUBG Mobile. Tencent also faced increasing competition from other game developers such as NetEase, which had secured some licenses before the freeze and launched new games in overseas markets. However, Tencent did not give up on its gaming business and adopted various strategies to survive the regulatory threat. Some of these strategies included expanding its presence in international markets, especially in Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America, where it acquired stakes in several game studios and publishers such as Epic Games, Riot Games, and Supercell. Tencent also launched its own game distribution platform called WeGameX, which aimed to attract global gamers and developers. Diversifying its gaming portfolio to include more genres and categories, such as casual games, educational games, cloud games, and esports. Tencent also invested in emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and virtual reality to enhance its gaming capabilities and user experience. Cooperating with the Chinese authorities and complying with the regulations and guidelines, Tencent pledged to support the government's efforts to promote healthy and positive gaming culture and to protect the rights and interests of minors. Tencent also implemented various measures to prevent addiction, fraud, and cheating among its gamers, such as real name verification, facial recognition, and time limits.